Welcome, listener. Tonight, we've combined all of our Bigfoot sightings shorts into a single, extended watch. Within this video are 30 reported encounters, quiet moments, sudden sightings, and lingering questions left behind by those who say they crossed paths with something unknown. We'll let the stories speak for themselves, but we'd love to know, what do you believe? Let's begin. Some call it legend, others have seen it for themselves. These are the most mysterious Bigfoot sightings, and we want to know which one you believe. Number 1. Ape Canyon, Mount St. Helens, Washington. In 1924, a group of miners claimed they were under siege, massive creatures hurling rocks at their cabin through the night. They said the beings were tall, hairy, and walked upright, not animals, but not men either. Today, hikers still report strange sounds in the trees, dislodged stones, and that crawling sensation that they're being watched. Some say the miners were just telling stories, others say they barely made it out alive. What do you believe? Number 2. Bluff Creek, Northern California. Bluff Creek sits deep in the Six Rivers National Forest, miles from anywhere you'd call safe. In 1967, it became the birthplace of Bigfoot's most iconic image, the Patterson-Gimlin film, where a large figure turned to look at the camera and kept walking. Skeptics say it's a man in a suit. Believers say no one has ever recreated that walk. Either way, people still hike deep into those woods, hoping for their own glimpse. Was it just good editing or actual footage? Number 3. Estacada, Clackamas River, Oregon. Just before sunrise, near the misty banks of the Clackamas, fishermen whisper of something tall and unmoving, standing in the water, watching. Massive prints appear along the mud deep and wide, only to be washed away hours later. Campers hear heavy footsteps outside their tents that never quite reach the firelight. The river is beautiful, but it hides what lives beyond its edge. Would you fish in this secluded area, knowing what might be watching? So we return to Ape Canyon, where the woods erupted with fear. Drifted through Bluff Creek, where one moment of film still haunts the world, and stood by the Clackamas River, where something massive walks before dawn. Are these just stories or snapshots of something real? Let us know in the comments, because some legends may just walk beside us. Number 4. Skookum Meadows, Gifford Pinchot National Forest, Washington. Researchers in this remote clearing found more than just footprints. They found a full-body impression, complete with alleged skin ridges and signs of movement. It was as if something had lain down in the mud and left before the sun rose. The surrounding forest has a strange silence, broken only by rhythmic knocks and high-pitched whoops that seem to move between the trees. Whatever made that impression wasn't alone. Could science explain it, or is it proof that slipped away? Number 5. Marble Mountain Wilderness, Northern California. In the year 2000, a youth group captured shaky footage of a massive figure moving with unnatural grace across a ridge. The creature walked upright, fast, too fast, and disappeared before anyone could get closer. Since then, hikers have spoken of sudden stillness, foul smells, and the chilling sense of being followed. Even the animals fall silent when it seems to pass by. Would you follow the ridge, or would you turn back the moment the air turns still? Number 6. Umatilla Indian Reservation, Oregon-Washington border. Here on tribal land, stories go back generations. Tales of giant shadow beings that appear and vanish with no trace. Elders speak of a presence that's never far, and young hunters still return shaken, refusing to speak of what they've seen. At night, red eyes blink from behind the hills. When they howl, the wind answers back. Is this a legend or something the land still protects? So, we crossed Skookum Meadows, where something massive lay hidden in the dirt, climbed Marble Mountain, where silence turns sinister, and walked the ancient lands of Umatilla, where the stories still have eyes. Are these isolated events, or is something connecting them all? Drop your thoughts in the comments before the woods speak again. Number 7. Whitehall, Adirondacks, New York. In 1976, a cluster of reports lit up this small town. Police officers, teenagers, and hunters, all claiming they'd seen the same thing. A tall, hair-covered creature crossing a bare road. Its eyes glowed red in the headlights, but it never flinched. Since then, Whitehall has become an East Coast epicenter for Bigfoot sightings. Some say it was one night of mass hysteria. Others say it never left. Was it panic or a warning no one could explain? Number 8. Honobia, Ouachita Mountains, Oklahoma. In a remote stretch of the Ouachita Range, a family endured 2 weeks of terror. Rocks hurled at their cabin, screeches in the night, and something heavy pacing the woods just beyond the light. They fired warning shots. It only made things worse. They claim they've never felt such terror. The siege of Honobia has since become legend, but some say it's just one of many. Would you have stayed through the second night? Number 9. Fouke, Boggy Creek, Arkansas. This swamp town is quiet now, but its name lives on thanks to the legend of Boggy Creek. In the 1970s, people reported a tall, foul-smelling beast with glowing eyes and long strides, stalking the fog-covered cypress groves. The sighting slowed, but never stopped. Some think the creature adapted, others think it learned how to hide. Do you think it's still out there, just beyond the tree line? So we drove through Whitehall, where even the law couldn't explain what they saw. Listened to the screams that haunted Honobia for nights on end, and stood in the mists of Boggy Creek, where legends never really died. Could they all be describing the same thing, or something even stranger? Let us know what you believe while the woods are still quiet. Number 10. Sam Houston National Forest, Texas. This forest may sit near one of the busiest cities in America, but once you step inside, it's like entering another world. Hikers report twisted trees, shattered branches 8 feet off the ground, and trails that seem to rearrange themselves. One camper said he locked eyes with something tall and still, so still it felt like the forest had stopped breathing. He left before nightfall. Most do. Have you ever felt the woods watching you? Number 11. Chestnut Ridge, Pennsylvania. Known for high strangeness, Chestnut Ridge has it all. Strange lights, UFOs, and deep woods full of things that defy logic. But Bigfoot sightings remain the most chilling. Tents unzipped in the night, footsteps in circles, and shadows that never quite match the trees. One camper said it felt like something was testing him, learning how close it could get. Could there be something out there studying us back? Number 12. Sierra Nevada Mountains, California. These mountains are breathtaking and brutal. Hikers speak of heavy breathing just outside their tents, strange rock formations, and shelters made of woven branches no human could reach. One group followed a trail of prints to a crude hut, with bones laid out in patterns they couldn't explain. They turned around, fast. Would you have stayed long enough to find out who built it? So we wandered Sam Houston's wild edges, where something stood perfectly still, listened to the whispers of Chestnut Ridge, where the trees don't keep secrets, and climbed into the Sierras, where something built a home no one was meant to find. Would you spend the night in any of these places, or trust your instincts and turn back? Tell us in the comments before the trail disappears behind you. Number 13, Rimrock Lake, Washington. By the edge of Rimrock Lake in 1974, 3 night fishermen said they saw something wade across the shallows, not just once, twice. The first was massive, dark, and moved with slow intention. The second stopped, turned toward them, and let out a low, vibrating grunt that made their tackle boxes rattle. They packed up without reeling in their lines. Locals say fish still vanish from nets before they're pulled. Would you cast your line with something still feeding below the surface? Number 14, Avery County, North Carolina. Deep in the Pisgah National Forest, a lone camper hiked too far off trail. At twilight, he heard brush snapping uphill, too steady for deer, too heavy for a bear. When his dog froze and began to whimper, the man turned and saw it. A broad, shadowy shape, tall, unmoving, staring down the slope without blinking. He never saw it move, but somehow it got closer. They ran. Some say the forest hides things that test our instincts. Would yours keep you alive? Number 15, Libby, Montana. In 1983, 2 hikers followed a snowy trail near Libby. They looked back and saw massive footprints crossing behind them. Then they noticed it. On a far ridge, something upright in the mist, just standing, watching. It never moved, but neither did they. The next day their gear was found, abandoned, a camera half a roll missing. Do you think they ran out of time or met something that doesn't leave tracks? So we stood by Rimrock Lake where something still feeds unseen. Traced shadows in Pisgah where instincts might be your only defense, and vanished with the mist in Libby where watchers don't always leave tracks. 3 places, 1 legend. Which one do you believe? Let us know in the comments. Number 16, Sedona, Arizona. In June 2025, 3 search and rescue volunteers saw something they couldn't explain. 8 miles north of Sedona, while tracking lost hikers, they spotted a tall, dark figure moving between boulders. No animal call, no footsteps, just movement. When they tried to radio in, the signal cut. One of them whispered, "It's not walking, it's pacing." That night, they returned with backup, but the tracks were gone. Only the heat shimmered over the rocks. Would you go back into a canyon that watches from the cliffs? Number 17, Sturgis, South Dakota. Late one night in June, a man driving through Lawrence County braked hard because something was standing in the middle of the road. He thought it was a deer until it turned and walked upright into the tree line. No fear, no hurry. He waited, hoping it was just a shadow, until it screamed, not animal, not human. He locked his doors and didn't tell anyone until weeks later. What do you think it could have been? Number 18, Monroe County, Michigan. May 2025. A father and son were bow fishing at Plum Creek when their dog started growling at the trees. Then it ran. Something burst from the brush. 6 feet tall, hunched, fast. The boy dropped his bow. The father raised his light and caught just a glimpse. Dark hair, long arms, and a face too flat to be human. It vanished without a sound. They haven't fished there since, would you? So we returned to Sedona, where cliffs carry secrets in silence, drove through Sturgis, where something still walks the roads at night, and left Plum Creek behind, where legends step out of the trees without warning. 3 sightings so far this year. What do you believe? Let us know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this series and would like to see more, please like and subscribe so we know that you do. Number 19, Toba Inlet, British Columbia, Canada, 1924. In a remote wilderness near Toba Inlet, a prospector named Albert Ostman vanished, only to resurface days later with a story that chills the bone. He claimed he was snatched from his sleeping bag by a Bigfoot family, taken into their den and held captive for a full week. They fed him berries, watched him, and waited. When he escaped, he said, "They let me go." Do you think he was telling the truth? Number 20, Navidad River Bottoms, Texas, 1837. Long before the term Bigfoot was born, settlers around the Navidad River spoke in hushed tones of the wild man of the Navidad. First reported in 1837 near Sublime, Texas, the creature was described as a giant, hairy humanoid, glimpsed in the swamps and feared by early settlers. Legends claim it stalked the night, vanished into cane thickets, and haunted the river bottoms. Would you dare paddle those waters after dark? Number 21, Bonner County, Idaho, many various sightings. Bonner County, Idaho has earned a grim reputation. More reported Sasquatch sightings than any other county in the state. Official numbers suggest a backlog of 22 active or pending incidents, from strange shadows on camera to midnight wood knocks. It's a forest that doesn't just whisper, it mass produces stories of something just beyond the pines. Would you plan a hike or a picnic there? So we slipped into a den in British Columbia, caught between fear and survival, slid along the Texas River bottoms where legends were born, and set foot in Idaho's most watched forest, where the trails still carry secrets. 3 places, 1 legend. Which one do you believe? Let us know in the comments. Number 22, Jefferson County, Ohio, May 2025. On a late run down Route 7, a trucker swore the railroad tracks he pulled up to weren't empty. In the beam of his headlights, a Bigfoot figure stood broad and upright across the steel. It didn't move, it didn't flinch, it simply looked at him. Then in 2 long strides it was gone, swallowed by the night. He said the rest of the drive, his hands wouldn't stop shaking. How would you have reacted? Number 23, Levy County, Florida, July 2025. One sunny Florida day, a couple drove the backroads of Goethe State Forest. They slowed their car because 2 massive shapes were already crossing the road, not rushing, not hiding, just walking side by side into the trees. The forest swallowed them whole, and daylight pressed on as if nothing had happened. But the couple sat there in silence, knowing they'd seen what no one would believe. Do you think it could have been Sasquatch? Number 24, Sumter County, South Carolina, May 2025. Earlier this spring, the town of Rembert grew restless. Livestock vanished. Dogs refused to leave the porch. One woman stepped outside and saw it. It looked like a Bigfoot-type creature, 8 feet tall, leaning against her fence post. She called for help, but by the time her neighbours arrived, The yard was empty, no tracks, no evidence, only the heavy silence that follows when something unnatural has been nearby. What might it have been out there? So we passed the rails of Ohio, where something still walks the steel, drove the backroads of Florida, where broad daylight wasn't enough to hide the impossible, and stood in a Carolina yard where something massive caused terror. 3 sightings so far this year. What do you believe? Number 25. The Olympic Peninsula, Washington, 1950s to present day. On the rain-soaked trails near Lake Quinault, loggers told stories they swore were true. They'd find trees snapped at impossible heights and footprints deep enough to hold rainwater. One man claimed something paced him for half a mile, matching every step in the fog. He never saw it, not clearly, only a shape moving in the shifting grey. Some say the forest moves things when you aren't looking. Would you walk those trails alone? Number 26. The Mogollon Rim, Arizona, early 1900s onward. High above the desert floor, campers along the rim hear screams that echo like metal torn in half. In 2004, a family reported a creature with long arms and reddish hair stepping between the pines as silently as smoke. Their camera caught only the moment after, branches swaying in a wind that wasn't there. Locals claim the monster watches from cliff edges, waiting for the world to go quiet. Would you camp there for a night? Number 27. Proctor Valley, California, multiple incidents. Late one summer night, 2 friends driving the unlit stretch of Proctor Valley Road hit the brakes hard. Something tall crossed the pavement in a single stride. They said the eyes reflected red, not like an animal, but like embers. When they turned around, the figure was standing in the field beside them, still waiting. The engine stalled. By the time it restarted, the field was empty. Do you think Bigfoot walks that valley? So we walked the fog-heavy forests of the Olympic Peninsula, crossed the desert cliffs of the Mogollon Rim, and drove the lonely roads of Proctor Valley, where something tall still moves in the dark. What do you believe? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Number 28. Ruby Creek, British Columbia, Canada. In 1941, a family faced terror in broad daylight when Jeannie Chapman spotted a massive, hairy figure emerging from the woods, heading straight for their cabin. She gathered her children and fled across the field as the creature closed in. Tall and covered in brownish hair, it entered their home, ransacking everything, even smashing a barrel of salted fish. Giant footprints circled the property. The family never returned. Was it curiosity or something more menacing? Number 29. Bitterroot Mountains, Idaho-Montana border, late 1800s. 2 trappers camped in a remote pass when strange howls echoed through the night and their gear was torn apart. Massive upright tracks appeared in the soft earth. One morning, Bauman returned to find his partner dead, neck broken, throat torn, with huge humanoid prints all around. He fled, never looking back. Even Theodore Roosevelt believed the tale enough to share it. Sasquatch, or just a made-up phantom? Number 30. Provo Canyon, Utah. In 2012, a group of campers hiked toward deer on a hillside when they spotted what looked like a bear in the brush. Then it rose upright, massive, dark and staring right at them. Shaky footage captured the moments before they bolted, abandoning their gear. The video exploded online, debated ever since. Was it a bear, hoax, or something real? What do you think? So we fled Ruby Creek, where a family barely escaped, stood in the Bitterroots, where death left its mark in the dirt, and stared into Provo Canyon, where one glimpse changed everything. 3 places, 1 legend. What do you believe? Let us know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this series and would like to see more, please like and subscribe so we know that you do. Thank you for watching this Bigfoot Sightings compilation. We've shown 30 reported encounters, all gathered in one place. If you've stayed with us to the end, let us know where you're from. And have you ever had a Sasquatch encounter? We'd love to hear your stories. And who knows, maybe we'll add it into a future video. Until next time.
Stay spooky.